It's day 19 of reading through the scriptures. We're going to do Genesis 19 to start. And the two messengers came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. And when Lot saw them, he rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Please, my masters, please turn into your servant's house and spend the night, and wash your feet, and rise early and go your way. And they said, No, but let us spend the night in the open square. But he urged them strongly, and they turned into him and came into his house. And he made them a feast, and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every part, surrounded the house. And they called to Lot and said to him, Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, and let us know them. So Lot went out to them through the doorway and shut the door behind him, and said, Please, my brothers, do not do evil. Look, please, I have 2 daughters who have not known a man. Please let me bring them out to you, and do to them as you wish. Only do no deed to these men, because they have come under the shadow of my roof. But they said, Stand back. And they said, This one came in to sojourn, and should he always judge? Now we are going to treat you worse than them. And they pressed hard against the man Lot, and came near to break down the door. But the men reached out their hands and pulled Lot into the house with them and shut the door. Then they struck the men who were at the doorway of the house with blindness, both small and great, and they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said to Lot, Have you anyone else here, a son-in-law, and your sons and your daughters, and whomever you have in this place? Bring them out of this place. For we are going to destroy this place, because the cry against them has grown great before the face of Yahweh, and Yahweh has sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who had married his daughters, and said, Get up, get out of this place, for Yahweh is going to destroy this city. But to his sons-in-law he seemed to be as one joking. And when morning dawned, the messengers urged Lot to hurry, saying, Get up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city. And while he loitered, the men took hold of his hand and his wife's hand and the hands of his 2 daughters, Yahweh having compassion on him, and they brought him out and set him outside the city. And it came to be, when they had brought them outside, they said, Escape for your life, do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be consumed. And Lot said to them, Oh no, Yahweh, look, please, your servant has found favor in your eyes, and you have increased your loving commitment, which you have shown me by saving my life. But I am unable to escape to the mountains, lest calamity overtake me and I die. And look, please, this city is near enough to flee to, and it is small. Please let me escape there. It is not a small matter. And let my life be saved. And he said to him, Look, I have favored you concerning this matter also, without overthrowing the city for which you have spoken. Hurry, escape there, for I am not able to do any deed until you arrive there. So the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun had risen upon the earth when Lot entered Zoar, and Yahweh rained sulfur and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from Yahweh out of the heavens. So he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and what grew on the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a post of salt. And Abraham arose early in the morning and went to the place where he had stood before Yahweh, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and he looked and saw the smoke of that land, which went up like the smoke of a furnace. Thus it came to be, when Elohim destroyed the cities of the plain, that Elohim remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, which he overthrew the cities in which Lot had dwelt. And Lot went up out of Zoar, and dwelt in the mountains, and his 2 daughters were with him. For he was afraid to dwell in Zoar, and he and his 2 daughters dwelt in a cave. And the firstborn said to the younger, Our father is old, and there is no man on the earth to come in to us, as is the way of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine and lie with him, so we preserve the seed of our father. So they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he was not aware of it when she lay down or when she arose. And it came to be on the next day that the firstborn said to the younger, See, I lay with my father last night. Let us make him drink wine tonight as well, and you go in and lie with him, so we keep the seed of our father. So they made their father drink wine that night as well, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he was not aware of it when she lay down or when she arose. Thus both the daughters of Lot became pregnant by their father. And the firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. He is the father of the Moabites to this day. And the younger, she also bore a son and called his name Ben-Ami. He is the father of the children of Ammon to this day. So Moab means from father, and Ben-Ami means son of my people. And we'll go to Isaiah chapter 19. The message concerning Mitzrayim. See, Yahweh is riding on a swift cloud, and he shall come into Mitzrayim, and the idols of Mitzrayim shall tremble at his presence, and the heart of Mitzrayim melt in its midst. And I shall stir up Mitzrites against Mitzrites, and they shall fight, each one against his brother, and each one against his neighbor, city against city, reign against reign. And the spirit of Mitzrayim shall vanish within them, and I destroy their counsel. And they shall seek the idols and the mutterers, the mediums and the sorcerers. And I shall deliver the Mitzrites into the hand of a cruel master, and a fierce sovereign to rule over them, declares the Master, Yahweh of hosts. And water shall fail from the sea, and the river wasted and dried up. And the rivers shall stink, and the streams shall be weak and dried up. Reeds and rushes shall wither. Bare places by the river, by the mouth of the river, and every sown field by the river shall wither. It shall be driven away and be no more. And the fishermen shall lament, and all those who cast hooks into the rivers shall mourn, and they who spread nets on the waters shall pine away. And those who work in fine flax, and those who weave fine fabric shall be ashamed. And its foundation shall be crushed, all the wage workers grieved in being. The princes of Zoan are only fools. The counsel of Pharaoh's wise one has become senseless. How do you say to Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient sovereigns? Where are they? Where are your wise men? Let them show you, and let them know what Yahweh of hosts has counseled against Mitzrayim. The princes of Zoan have become fools. The princes of Noph are deceived. They, the cornerstone of her tribes, have led Mitzrayim astray. Yahweh has mixed a perverse spirit in her midst, and they have led Mitzrayim astray in all her work, as a drunkard strays in his vomit. And there is no work for Mitzrayim by either head or tail, palm brush or bulrush. In that day Mitzrayim shall become like women, and tremble in fear because of the waving of the hand of Yahweh of hosts, which he waves over it. And the land of Yehudah shall be a fear to Mitzrayim. Everyone who mentions it fears for himself, because of the counsel of Yahweh of hosts, which he has counseled against it. In that day 5 cities in the land of Mitzrayim shall speak the language of Canaan, and swear by Yahweh of hosts. One is called the city of destruction. In that day a slaughter place to Yahweh shall be in the midst of the land of Mitzrayim, and a standing column to Yahweh at its border. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness to Yahweh of hosts in the land of Mitzrayim. When they cry to Yahweh because of their oppressors, he sends them a Savior and a great one, and shall deliver them. And Yahweh shall be known to Mitzrayim, and the Mitzrites shall know Yahweh in that day, and make slaughtering a meal offering, and shall make a vow to Yahweh and pay it. And Yahweh shall smite Mitzrayim, smite it and heal it. And they shall turn to Yahweh, and he shall hear them and heal them. In that day there shall be a highway from Mitzrayim to Ashur, and Ashur shall come into Mitzrayim, and Mitzrayim into Ashur, and Mitzrayim shall serve with Ashur. And in that day Israel shall be one of 3 with Mitzrayim and Ashur, even a blessing in the midst of the earth, whom Yahweh of hosts shall bless, saying, Blessed is Mitzrayim my people, and Ashur the work of my hands, and Israel my inheritance. Okay, Mitzrayim is what we now call Egypt. Alright, Psalm 19. We actually have a song out of this, so we'll try to get that posted sometime. 2. The heavens are proclaiming the esteem of El, and the expanses declaring the work of his hand. Day to day pours forth speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, and there are no words. Their voice is not heard. Their line has gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them he set up a tent for the sun, and it is like a bridegroom coming out of his room. It rejoices like a strong man to run the path. Its rising is from one end of the heavens, and its circuit to the other end. The knot is hidden from it, and nothing is hidden from its heat. The Torah of Yahweh is perfect, bringing back the being. The witness of Yahweh is trustworthy, making wise the simple. The orders of Yahweh are straight, rejoicing the heart. The command of Yahweh is clear, enlightening the eyes. The fear of Yahweh is clean, standing forever. The right rulings of Yahweh are true, they are righteous altogether. More desirable than gold, than much fine gold, and sweeter than honey and the honeycomb. Also, your servant is warned by them. In guarding them there is great reward. Who discerns mistakes? Declare me innocent from those that are secret. Also keep your servant back from presumptuous ones. Do not let them rule over me. Then shall I be perfect, and innocent of great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing before you, O Yahweh, my rock and my redeemer. When I did the song, I missed verse 14. That's part of the song too. And our last chapter for today, Matthew chapter 19. And it came to be, when Yeshua had ended these words, that he left Galilee, and came to the borders of Yehuda beyond the Jordan. And large crowds followed him, and he healed them there. And the Pharisees came to him, trying him, and saying to him, Is it right for a man to put away his wife for every reason? And he answering said to them, Did you not read that he who made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother, and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh? So that they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what Elohim has joined together, let man not separate. They said to him, Why then did Moshe command to give a certificate of divorce and to put her away? He said to them, Because of the hardness of your hearts, Moshe allowed you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say to you, whoever puts away his wife, except on the ground of warring, and marries another, commits adultery. And whoever marries her who has been put away commits adultery. His taught ones said to him, If such is the case of the man with his wife, it is good not to marry. And he said to them, Not all receive this word, but only those to whom it has been given. For there are eunuchs who are so born from their mother's womb, and there are eunuchs who are made eunuchs by men, and there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs for the sake of the reign of the heavens. He was able to receive it. Let him receive it. Then young children were brought to him to lay his hands on them and pray. And the taught ones rebuked them. But Yeshua said, Allow the young children, and do not stop them from coming to me, for of such is the reign of the heavens. And having laid hands on them, he went from there. And see, one came and said to him, Good teacher, what shall I do to have everlasting life? And he said to him, Why do you call me good? No one is good except one, Elohim. And if you wish to enter into life, guard the commandments. And he said to him, Which? And Yeshua said, You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness. Respect your father and your mother, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. The young man said to him, All these I have watched over from my youth. What do I still lack? Yeshua said to him, If you wish to be perfect, go, sell what you have, and give to the poor, and then you shall have treasure in heaven. And come, follow me. And when the young man heard the word, he went away sad, because he had many possessions. And Yeshua said to his taught ones, Truly I say to you that it is hard for a rich man to enter into the reign of the heavens. And again I say to you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the reign of Elohim. And when his taught ones heard it, they were very astonished, saying, Who then is able to be saved? Well, looking intently, Yeshua said to them, With men this is impossible, but with Elohim all is possible. Then Kepha answering said to him, See, we have left all and followed you. What then shall we have? And Yeshua said to them, Truly I say to you, when the Son of Adam sits on the throne of his esteem, you who have followed me in the rebirth shall also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. But many who are first shall be last, and the last first. Okay, there's a lot to talk about in this set of 4 chapters, so please put your questions in the comments or any discussion you want to have about this, because the video is as long as I want it to be already. So, yeah, please do comments.